I'm Lamar Russel from Forsyth, recently retired from Forsyth City Council after serving 34 years. I moved here from Reynolds, which is Taylor County, in 1968. Served on council there January, February, March of '68. Had to resign to move here. Opportunity came up to buy a partnership into Alexander's Pharmacy in 1968. So we moved here the 1st of April, 1968. Ran to 71 and took office in 72. Didn't campaign on any issues, just honest government, work for the people. I was always interested in public service and community. My father was very involved with different aspects of the community in Reynolds and Taylor County. And I guess that's something that's inbred in you when you run for city council or run for any office. Well, I've been there 34 years, and you know, that's a long time, and there's some other people that can serve and can do just as good a job. And I had a minor heart attack back in June, if heart attacks are called minor, and I just need to slow down. It's not a whole lot of difference then and now. I-75 was nearing completion in 1968. Tift College was vibrant with a lot of girls going to school there. The girls, of course, shopped on the square, and the square was active more so then than now, before Walmart came. Of course, colleges are good for towns, and Tiff was a good school. Motels were coming up, fast food restaurants were coming up. It was a right active town back in '68. Forsyth was really moving in the late '60s and early '70s. Well, Malcolm Smith was mayor, and Marion Donner, Hugh Andrews, Charles Wilder were some of the early councilmen that I served with. The reservoir was built in the '80s, which provided lots of water for the city. The city's in good shape with water. Infrastructure was improved. Forsyth still got a long ways to go in improving some of the infrastructure around the square. And hopefully some of that will be done when streetscape starts. Walmart has already made a change in infrastructure. Of course, they have added a lot of infrastructure at their expense, which the city can tie on. Department of Corrections coming to Tiff is going to bring back a lot of what Tiff College had back in the '60s and '70s. So I think you're going to see a big change in Forsyth with employment, people moving in, real estate. The population is certainly going to increase, and the county is growing, and I think the city and county can work together with extending water lines. And the city has a good supply of water. The county probably doesn't have enough water, but maybe the city can take up the gap there. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea for city council to think of the idea of merging with the sheriff's department, or at least have an intergovernmental agreement with them in the police department and the fire department. We overlap in a lot of areas, and if you combine the two, you might get better service at a cheaper cost, and that's what it's all about. The city has an agreement with the animal control, with the county, which works good. We have an agreement with building codes and building inspections, which also work good. And I think at least they ought to study these other options that could combine city and county services and just see what the study says. You know, council is to work for the people. You know, if you have a problem, talk to your councilman. They're here to help you. The mayor's here to help you. Department heads, Forsyth has good department heads, and they're here to serve Forsyth and not themselves. So attend council meetings and find out what's going on. Be more involved in your city government. Be more involved in your county government too.